This woman robbed banks, but not with a gun. She used a last name. Let's find out how on today's episode of Hustlers, Gamblers, and Entrepreneurs. Elizabeth Bigley, otherwise known by her nom de guerre, Casey Chadwick, posed as Andrew Carnegie's illegitimate daughter, brought in promissory notes signed by Carnegie to various banks, and convinced the banks to loan her $2 million, which is the equivalent today of $78 million. She started this in 1987 when women weren't allowed to get loans. Women had no access to capital, and yet she convinced the bankers to give her not only some money, but a tremendous amount of money. So much that she would spend lavishly on jewels, she'd spend lavishly on clothes. She even bought an exquisite mansion on Euclid Avenue in Cleveland, Ohio, otherwise known as Millionaire's Row. Keep in mind, we're talking about the late 1800s, so millionaire would be billionaire today. Now, the whole con was going on beautifully until 1904 when one of the bankers demanded repayment. And when Casey couldn't repay, the ensuing investigation landed her in prison where she ended up dying. But what can we learn from Casey? Number one, she played on the banker's greed. Women don't have access to capital, but this woman is going to come into a tremendous inheritance. And she even has the promissory notes signed by Andrew Carnegie himself to prove that her story is true. Second, she gave off a very mysterious air. People were hesitant to question her story because of her confidence and the air that she presented herself with. What's that mean for you? Number one, surface level documentation. Number two, extreme confidence. Both are very important when you're selling to your prospects. Obviously, we don't want to do what Casey did or anything even close to it. We want to make sure that we're working in the best interest of the prospects and we're selling them really something that's going to solve their problems and fit their needs. However, the tactics she used, surface level proof, and extreme confidence in the way that she presented herself, and a touch of mysteriousness in the air around her, went miles to break banking rules, to break norms of the time, and to get people who were otherwise intelligent, savvy people to agree to do something that they would have never otherwise done. That's the power of proof, and that's the power of confidence. It really, truly does translate, and people pick up on it. So, how can you start putting together proof that your offer is real, that your offer is true, and how can you present that offer with extreme confidence? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself today. And join us next time on Hustlers, Gamblers, and Entrepreneurs, where we find the strategies and tactics the best con artists in the history of the world use in order to con their victims. And then we use those strategies and tactics for legitimate, real value propositions that are actually good for the prospects. I'll see you next time.